Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. I wanted to give you a Victory Garden update. We've really added to the garden over the summer, but today being a nice, cool, crisp fall day, it was time to retire the sunflowers that were weary, and it's time to transplant a few things into bigger containers. Everything's growing really well. Well, what's growing is growing well. We'll leave it at that. I've propagated some rosemary, so now I'm going to be able to put them in a permanent container. I love the smell of rosemary in the garden. Our mint has just gone wild. It's in a container, but we'll be harvesting some mint today. We've got our garlic prepping for spring. It's doing well. We've got some red potatoes coming up. White potatoes, they're just stubborn and I have trouble with them. But the garlic is starting to pop up. We've got some cucumbers that are making their way. Fighting these little leaf eaters. So these are struggling. So this would be squash and okra. Our onions, we got from a local nursery, bulbs. Sweet onions, took them a while to pop up, but they're finally starting to. And then we have a yellow that's starting to pop up. And then we have a red onion, which is kind of my favorite, so it's done really well. Birthday presents from my mother and father-in-law. So, and of course we at a nursery we found some gardenias to add color, and some, I'm not sure what they're called, but these blue purple flowers are great for butterflies, and we are starting to see butterflies come. A little less now with it being fall. Just wanted to give you an update. I'll show you once I get everything moved around, dug out, put back where it should be. Gonna get our bird of paradise moved out into the sun. All right, good thing it's cool. We got work ahead of us today. As always with the garden, there's always something to do. So these marigolds have just done exceptionally well. They were from seed, so I will be putting them just in simple black nursery pots until I find their final spot. But they're tall enough now, they need a little bit more support. So when you're transplanting, if you see roots like this tells you that your plant has become root bound in its pot, so it was good instinct. So I'm just going to basically loosen up the roots, and that will help them move into this bigger pot. So I'm going to go from basically this to putting it in this next larger pot. Well, I got a lot done today. Not quite done, but it's time to quit for today. I'm running out of energy. I do enjoy working in the garden. So we've done several things, like taking that desert rose that we grew from the pod and we've got it separated out. We'll do some winterization here in the next couple days. But in my zone we don't get snow or anything like that, but I do think that I need to do a few little things. So we'll get this drip line put where it goes, get all that put away. There's the pots that we have. Someone asked why I like these black pots, the nursery pots, and the plants just seem to grow better in them. And until they're fully established, I'm going to put them there, and especially, you know, something that's going to come and go, like the potatoes or the garlic. The ginger that'll be there for a while is in metal, as well as the ginger over there. But got a lot done, so that feels good. All right, we'll finish this up the next time. So I went ahead and relayed the soaker hose and got my first layer of winterization onto the plants. There'll be a layer of mulch to go on top of this. We don't really freeze in our particular zone, but I like to help the plants have the best possible chance of surviving. Part of my thoughts on a victory garden is creating a space that that we can all enjoy. Me, my family, the neighbors as they drive by. So this is just a little piece of it. So my question for my title, can my Cricut really help me in the garden? Well, the answer is yes. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally create the little stakes that say what's planted where. So I went out and got a list. Oh, don't judge me by my writing. And so I'm going to create those in here just using text. I'm going to do something that's fairly bold, and then I'm going to place them on my plastic stakes, because I found that popsicle sticks and Sharpies just don't hold up in the heat and the weather. So my thought is let me figure out how to use my permanent vinyl and create a stake, and I'll be able to use them at least the entire season. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get Cricut to work for us in the garden. All right, basically we're just going to type them in, and I have a large variety of plants now. And the way to size it, you can see it here. You can use this to make it bigger or smaller. I'm just going to basically go up here because I know I don't want it more than 4 inches. Let's see if that's the font I want. So to change your font, you come over here, font, pick system. That way you don't end up picking something you got to pay for. Too frou-frou-y. Kind of like that. Still need to size it. I'm just going to go width. We know we don't want it bigger than 4. Alright, so then you can duplicate it. Red onions. All right, here we are. We've got it all cut out, and now it's time to weed out our words and then stick them to our sticks. Once again, if you remove it backwards like this, that'll help prevent it from curling. If it does curl, it would be just a slight amount. But there we are, and they cut out beautifully. I'm using Cricut's premium vinyl here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cutting them out and getting ready to weed them. Well, there they are. There's all of our pics. They're created. And now they just need to be put into the pots out in the garden. Got a great variety of plants out there. So our next step is to go out to the garden and get all these put in there. Pretty cool, huh? Love it when I can get my Cricut to do different stuff. All right, I'll meet you out there in the garden. We'll get this project finished up. All right, here we are. We've got our pics put in. Even with all that, I see I missed a couple. Like for the Cherokee tomatoes right here. The ones that don't have, could be flowers too. That's part of that desert rose. Chocolate, mint. There they are. It's a misty, rainy morning, so it's causing them to be very fragrant. This is what we call the front of the garden. We're about to do a graduation party, so we're trying to make it look a little nicer. Haven't got the mulch in yet. It's coming. But I want to get this video out for you. It was getting long enough, so you get the idea. Oh, I've got to do cleanup. That's what was in there. Popsicle sticks, plastic from the nursery sticks. And there she is. First time ever, Victory Garden 2020. Aiming for a greenhouse next year, but pleased with the things we learned this year. Learned a lot. A lot about plants, a lot about water, a lot about where you place your plants. So we learned a lot this year. Well, thank you so very much for watching. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And well, it's a little different kind of crafting, but Cricut came through and those look really good. They stand out. Until next time, happy crafting.